So we're gonna start like we did before and make sure that you're pinned, boom, 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 lined up with center. And then we're going to slash on the neck to the neckline seam. Don't go deeper. These are not the greatest scissors. And we'll slash enough that we can make it to the shoulder neck intersection. And we're gonna go ahead and put a pin at the shoulder neck intersection. Okay, looks good. Okay, so from there, and that seems like it's pulling a little. So I might need to clip a little bit more, maybe. Just got a little roundness, so I'll put some more here. And maybe trim this down a little bit. Part of the reason I want you to watch me do it anyways is because the video is a little grainy. I don't know if any of you looked at it yet. Okay, so we drape the neck just like we did in the past. Clipping, trimming, smoothing, pinning. Okay, now we're gonna take a clip right here. Remember that? We've done that a couple times. You guys will do it 1/2 inch from the shoulder neck. I'm gonna do it about 1 inch. Relieve some of that tension, okay? Now I'm gonna smooth over to the princess and put a pin where that princess seam is on the shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna mark it. Then I'm going to measure down on the princess, so I can crease it with my fingernail. And I'm gonna measure down. I'm doing 3 inches, you guys do 1.5 inches. And you can always access the basic bodice again if you need it more detailed, or follow your book too. So 3 inches down, I'm marking. And the width of my dart is 1/2 inch. You guys will do 1/4. So I'm marking a second dot, 1/2 inch. And I'm going to pick up that first dot closest to center. I'm going to go ahead and crease it down to the dart point and bring it together fabric to fabric. Crease it, and I'm pinning it fabric to fabric, not to the form right now. So just like that. Okay, so I made a dot, made the length dot, did a 1/2 inch from the second so I know my dart width. I pinned it together. Now I can go ahead, I'll put a pin there just to hold it, and I'm going to smooth to the shoulder tip. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead now, filling for my my mid-armhole pin head, which is right here, and put a pin there. So make sure it's laying pretty smooth. Right, cross pin if you need to. See how I cross pin? Maybe put one more here. Okay, so that's looking good so far. We're going to smooth around the armhole. So smooth around the armhole just like we did before, and let's put a holding pin. Nah. We're going to take our scissors and cut the armhole. Come at 90 degrees. Don't angle it. I have someone in the morning class who keeps accidentally angling, so be careful. I don't think you guys have done it. And then here, you can trim the shoulder down a little bit so you have less junk to deal with, less cumbersome. Okay, looking good? So far so good, right? Okay. Now we're going to drape our waist dart. Now when we did our waist dart on the basic, we knew the exact measurement. We don't have an exact measurement here. I'm going to tell you, for me it's about 1.25 inches. For you guys maybe about 5/8. That's approximate, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to smooth over along that empire line to the princess, and I'm going to put a pin at the princess, and that's where my first dart leg's going to be. You see that? First dart leg. Okay, so I'll mark it with a dot right there at the bottom of the empire line. So that's going to be my dart leg. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and smooth this down to side empire here. Not to side waist, but to here. Okay, smooth it to here. Put a pin. And this extra becomes our dart. Crease it, bring it over, fabric to fabric. It's not gonna be perfect, but at least it gets you to where you can do all your markings, okay? So this all looks really familiar, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, Miss Potty. If it doesn't, then review the video again or go through your book. We're going to mark bottom of the empire where it crosses the dart. Make sure you get both dart legs in there because we need to know where to bring it together. No ease tuck here because we put it here. Side seam. Okay, under the plate, short curved line, side seam, underarm depth, pinhead, mid armhole pinhead. Okay, see how I'm marking here under the plate. At the pinhead at the corrected side seam, mid armhole pinhead, shoulder tip, shoulder neck. See, that keeps wanting to slip. Even though I cross pinned it, it's just so worn out at this point. And then along the neck in a couple places. And that's it, okay? We'll take it off and true it. So it's the same thing we did before, just higher.
Now when you said no ease there, because you put it where?
We put it in the midriff and the waist area.
Okay.
So, but we are gonna find that when we go to put the two together and true it, it's gonna do this. It's gonna go like a weird shape. So I'm gonna let you work for a while and then I'm gonna call you over and I'll show you the truing of the drape, okay? And your homework will be to true the drape and get it on paper, okay? We'll see how far we get today. I'd like to start the skirt, and the skirt drapes very, very fast. It's very fast. But let's see where you're at. I want you to get this done, okay? This should be very familiar to you. It's the same thing as the basic bodice, just shorter, using the midriff. And shoot for about a 5/8 inch dart here, okay? All right, there you go.